Hi everyone, I'm Tina with Gems, Paper, Scissors. I am an independent consultant with Close to My Heart, and I'm going to be going live here. Well, okay, I'm live now, but I'm going to start my project in just under 4 minutes. So at 5:15, be prepared to get creative. I'm really sweaty. I have spent all day long outside in the hot sun. It is about 100 degrees here in the Pacific Northwest. And I had a great day playing with small humans. And then it was time to spend most of that day outside. So fortunately, I got to do that. So again, hello, I'm Tina with Gems, Paper, Scissors, and I will be starting my live portion of this in just under 3 minutes. So make yourself comfortable. Feel free to say hello. And I'm still kind of straightening out my workspace and figuring out what in the world I am choosing to do today, because your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. There. I started up my phone so that I can actually see who is here, as long as I look up to see what I'm doing. So again, I'm Tina with Gems, Paper, Scissors, and I will be starting my creative portion in just under 2 minutes at 5:15. Welcome, say hello. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them at your leisure, and I will do my best to answer. I will be using our stamp of the month today. So I'm just getting a few things onto my acrylic blocks. Again, we'll be starting at 5:15. It is very hot here. I'm just sweating a little. I don't have air conditioning, and it is about 100 degrees here in the Valley of the Northwest. All right, it is 5:15. Hello, I am Tina with Gems, Paper, Scissors. I'm an independent consultant with Close to My Heart. And today I am introducing this week's color challenge, which is Gold Rush. It is one of our retiring colors, so I wanted to get a few chances to use it before it goes away at the end of this month. So, oh, somebody's upset. Oh, that would be Renee. Hi, Renee. Okay, so I'm going to take my Gold Rush paper. I did pre-cut some. I did 2 pieces that are the light and the dark of one sheet. I ended up cutting my Gold Rush paper to fit my standard A2 cardstock. Hi, Aurora. So I am going to, I don't know what I'm doing. That's kind of the fun of joining me live, is it's an adventure. And so for Motivation Monday, I am trying hard to encourage everybody to just pick a color. This week it's Gold Rush, and get creative. So I've cut some cardstock. I'm going to be using our stamp of the month, which is super retro cute. It is our Floral Celebration S2005. And I'm going to take some archival ink and I don't know. Let's turn our camera here down so that you can actually see my workspace instead of my sweaty face and see what we can come up with. Hang on. Let's get this adjusted. Okay, that's about as good as it's going to get today. Sorry, folks. Oh, it is toasty. Okay, so I have my card base, which is White Daisy. I have 2 pieces of Gold Rush cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and attach these, but I'm going to attach them a little differently than normal. So I'm just going to add some adhesive. And if you really want to know my measurements, I suppose I could add them later, but really I just cut them in the hopes that they'd fit my card base, right? So there's my card base. I thought about doing it as a standard and lining them up, and I've decided against that. I'm going to actually overlap them, knowing they won't fit my card base correctly, that I'm going to have an overhang that I am going to have to cut. So, and I don't know why I decided to do this, but I wanted something different. And so that's kind of, let's see if I can get that a little better. Sorry about that. Wish I had a little weight for this. Ooh, I think I got it. Okay. So as you can see, my little tips overhang. So I'm just going to take my little non-stick scissors and trim off a little. And I'm not going to be terribly picky over perfection because honestly, I'm not a perfection kind of gal as far as crafting goes. So how does this time spot work for everybody? Would it be better if I moved it to every time I do a live at 5:15, sit closer to the 5 o'clock, 5:15, 5, or 5:30? Let me know what works best for you, and I will see what I can do. I have my teacher daycare families returning back to longer hours, and so I barely got on time today, as you could tell, and I'm okay with that. But I can work on having some things actually prepped beforehand instead of flying by the seat of my pants, if that would help assist get everybody a good viewing time. Okay, so I'm going to use this handy dandy flower on this stamp set, and I'm just going to stamp a couple onto some White Daisy cardstock, knowing that I'm probably going to have to fussy cut. And I'm using my archival ink because it is a permanent ink. It is solvent based. So when I color on it with our water-based inks, such as shimmer pens, it will still show up delightfully well. I'm going to grab a few of the smaller stamps, possibly to also ink, but I'm going to stamp them directly with the Gold Rush ink and get some 2nd generation stamping going possibly. Again, I have no real idea what I'm doing. I just kind of said, oh, I like the stamp set today, and here's the color. And honestly, I don't pick the color that for the color challenge. My upline, Shannon Baker, does one for her team that I am on. And I thought that it was such a fantastic idea that I I decided to run with it. Oh, okay. So 5:15 or 5:30 works for Aurora. As late as 6 would work too. I can't do 6. 5:30 is about as late as I can possibly stand doing before my brain turns to jello with how early I start my work week. So I am leaning towards the 5:15, 5:30 slot just because again, my day job is getting longer again. We shortened way down with the COVID-19 challenges, and I'm just like, we're starting to expand our hours and times again. Okay, so I'm going to end up cutting these smaller ones just straight out, but I'm going to color these 3. I don't know if I'm going to use them all, but I'm going to use shimmer pens. I'm going to use Lagoon, and I think Raspberry will look good. And let's see. What's your vote? Mint, green apple, or just a plain shimmer? I'll give you each a moment to vote on the shimmer color of your choice. Green apple, mint, or clear with just lots of sparkle. And yes, Aurora, you definitely need archival ink. You can color over it with any of our markers because it's solvent based. When it gets wet, it does not bleed out. It stays put. As you can see, each of these images is just really nice and crisp. It also works fantastically well for priming our stamps. I'm going to be covering a lot about the chemical differences. Ooh, green apple is that vote. Okay, so I'm going to go over a lot of the differences on a chemical basis for the different, and I don't know how this is going to look. Okay, as far as why, and I'm not going to do a real perfect color here, folks. This is just a quickly get this out and see if I can add some color and some fun. So starting September 1st, a lot of my lives, and I'm going to go over these lines, are going to be covering the chemistry behind why you would use a water-based, an alcohol-based, which is a solvent-based, or an oil-based ink, and the different types of colorants, and just a lot of the science. Because it will help you understand why we use different products and how they are going to respond to each other. So yeah, I'm just kind of squiggling here, folks, sorry. And I have a vote for that mint. So I'm actually going to do mint with the raspberry and break up some of this color. I see my light is starting to fade. Yeah, let's get some more mint on here. And because some of our new product line is so fan, I'm having the hardest time not giving you gals some sneak peeks. I have so many videos prepped and ready topic-wise because your minds are going to be blown. Okay, I can't say it enough. Our minds are all going to be blown because, wow, we've got some amazing things coming out soon. And I'm just super giddy excited. I know Renee, who crafts Soften with me. She's my sister, and we craft a lot together. And I think she's probably getting tired of listening to me ramble on about how fantastic and how mind blown she's going to be when I teach you guys the new things coming out and how to use them. And it's super, super exciting. Some of the things are older on the market, but new to us, and incorporating it with our things are going to be so much fun. Fun. Okay. So I think I'm going to actually do the mint and then add a gold shimmer towards the outside of this. I don't know. I like my shimmer pens. They add some color. They add lots of beautiful sparkle. And I am generally an anti-sparkle girl. If you know me well, you know this, but I use it a lot in my crafts. And part of that is I learned that trick with the anti-static pouch, and it saves me so much mess that it's worth it now. You know, beforehand, not so much. It would have driven me crazy. Glitter and sparkle gets on everything, and that is so not my deal. Okay, so I think I'm going to actually keep it at this retro-y kind of blobby stuff. And so I've used my Lagoon, my raspberry, my mint, and my green apple. So, although I think my green apple over here needs a little bit more proof. What do you guys think? Should I add some lemonade shimmer pen to that? Bet you that answer is going to be yes, resoundingly yes. Okay, so look at how beautiful that lemonade is. How could I not want to add this after that raspberry and mint? Add a little lemonade to it just to polish it off. Fun, fun, fun. And again, because I'm going to do some quick fussy cutting here, I don't have to be very tidy. And I think I'll go ahead and go around those middle petals, spread the wealth around. There we go. Okay, so let's see if I can show you some of that sparkly shimmer, or if the light's just not going to catch it right. Almost got it with the raspberry. Oh, there it is. There, you can see that frosty shimmer in the sunlight in person that the camera naturally does not happen to get. It is super sparkly and cute. Okay, so just going to quickly do some cutting. Then I'm going to use some 3D tape and just line these up along my little seam of my light and dark Gold Rush. Add some sparkle gems. I would use my julep, but I am officially out, and that color retires at the end of this month. And it's an as supplies last. So I could not get my hands on any more of the gems. I was super sad. But I kind of expected it because it was such a popular product, color, and line that I should have expected it to be gone before I could blink, and should have stocked up a month ago, because color of year is only good for a year. So there was no waiting for a retiring colors list on that. Okay, so there's that. I'll do a very sloppy fussy cut on my little tiny Gold Rush flowers. So everybody enjoying the summer weather, or are you just about ready to melt? Because I'm looking at who's on right now, and I see we are all right here in Portland and Vancouver, so essentially the Valley of the Pacific Northwest. Are you melting like I am? Because holy jeebers. I have been outside since 9 a.m. until 5:05 this evening. And although I have some beautiful shade trees, I've got a mimosa and some walnut trees, chasing down the 10 small humans of the day, I am super sweaty and gross. And the first order of business after this live is done and my Motivation Monday is complete and submitted to my uplines team, I am hopping in the shower and having a nice cold salad dinner. Yeah, I think I'm not going to color this one. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it off and just add a smattering of small flowers and add a sentiment. I think that'll make me super happy and not be too overfilled and tacky. So I'm going to be sending smiles. I think that's my sentiment for the day. I see melting and bring on the fall. I so concur. I love not having to run my furnace and worrying about paying utilities. But golly gosh, I could use it about 5-10 degrees cooler. Okay, I'm going to add sending smiles down in that corner. Just like that. And you noticed how on these flowers, I stamped them and then I colored over them with our shimmer pens, and no bleed over, none whatsoever. They just really held their image nicely. They didn't get muddy. I really like them. Okay, so I'm going to reach across my space and find my 3D tape and start attaching out my flowers. And you know that if you happen to have some Gold Rush paper or ink or projects that you are willing to share with us, post them onto my Facebook page with the hashtag MM2 for Motivation Monday 2, because this is our second week of doing this. And I will happily look at featuring your art. I'm going to toss that up there, kind of offshoot it on my newsletter. So I am working on actually getting my newsletter up and running and consistent at least twice a month, effective September 1. Part of that is because I have so much to share and teach, and that I'm super excited with. And honestly, I'm starting to get caught up with this whole COVID-19 and working my businesses and being able to just breathe at the end of my day, that I feel like I've got the ability to do justice to sharing that now. Okay, so I'm going to use some gold glitter gems, and I'm just going to, normally I would use my scissors to place these, but honestly, I'm only using the big ones there. And I am done. I love it. I think I might have to add a little more sparkle. I'm really liking it, but what do you think? It has the glitter gems. It has some sparkle from the shimmer pens. What's your vote? Would you add just a quick run around with some clear shimmer pen on that white space, or just leave it blank and simple? I will run with whatever you vote on within the next, I'll give it a minute so that the leg can catch up. So while I wait for that minute to go by, I am going to remind everybody that our special of the Disney themed Happiest Places, that special ends on the 31st. And so if you're interested, I strongly suggest getting your order in. The kits and the stamp sets are while supplies last, but the paper should run all the way through because we print those in-house. Oh, there's two people have voted to color in some clear gold shimmery stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to use our clear. You might not be able to really see it until I put it into the light. So I'm just going to run it along in those spots to add just a little tiny bit of sparkly, shimmery goodness. So let's see if I can get the light to hit it just right so you can see how that actually added or detracts from that layout. Okay, there. You can see it by this finger a little. Thank you for joining me today. Tomorrow, I will be on the VIP group only, teaching a technique. I'm going to go ahead and schedule at 5:30, and I will see you then. Have a great night, and thanks again for joining me. Share to anybody that you think might be interested the information about the Facebook VIP group so that they can get on and enjoy the tutorials that I only share to my VIP group. Thank you much. Have a great night.